Hey guys, Erito here. Welcome to another video on the channel. For this video, I'm gonna do a little bit of a tutorial on how you can put your overlays in iRacing or any other VR game that you want. And this works with not just iOverlay, it works with literally anything, including just normal windows that you can have anywhere. And you can move them, place them wherever you want. Sorry, I just bumped my microphone with my headset. But yeah. Hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. Okay, so we are now on desktop, and I'm going to go run you through all of the steps with as much detail as I can. And we're starting off with OpenKneeboard. This is the app that you need to use to put your overlays or any window in VR. So I'm gonna have the link in the description. And once you install it, you need to first of all go into input and make sure you set a button to recenter your VR. And this should be the same button that you use in-game to recenter your view. So I have it set to one of my buttons on my wheel. And that's the same button I use in-game. Next, we go into tabs, and this is where you actually, first of all, let's go into games, and you have to add your game here. So right now I have Euro Truck and iRacing, and you can go here and add the game if it's just running, or if you know exactly where the executable is, you just go here and add it here. So you go here and just search for it, and you set the API that it runs. I only run OpenXR games, so that's what I use, what I set there. And now we can actually get started on adding your overlays. So let me open iOverlay. You can see all of the windows popped up because OpenKneeboard is capturing those windows, and the yellow lines are quite annoying, to be honest, and sadly they cannot be turned off on Windows 10. But if you have Windows 11, I'm pretty sure those can be turned off. You can probably search for it. But now in OpenKneeboard, you go here, add a tab, and let me go in here. And I'm gonna add the spotter. I'm gonna add a preview so I know where it is. So here it is, my spotter. I'm gonna add it because my audio spotter sometimes, or well, it doesn't really say anything until after turn one sometimes. And that can be quite annoying because I recently had an accident where I couldn't see that there was two cars on my side, and I pinched the car in the middle, and that ended my race on turn one. And so I hope the spotter can help the visual one. So we're gonna add it to VR. So after we add it, which we go here, window capture, and this shows all of the windows that are open. And this works for literally any app that you have a window open and the window needs to be open. You can't have the window minimized. And by the way, if the overlays don't show here, then you have to go into iOverlay. Let's open it again. Go into General and make sure you set Show Overlays in Taskbar, which is what I have here. All my overlays show down here so that they are selectable in OpenKneeboard. I don't use any of this because I just want any app to be usable in VR, so I just use this way. And of course, this does work as well with what's the other overlay? RaceLab. I'm sure it works with RaceLab. I also use it with Bloops. And so let's select here. And for RaceLab, I think you do have to also have it set as individual overlays, not just a single one. A layout, I think it's what they call it, I'm not sure. So let's look for, where is it? There it is. Spotter. Capture this window and it shows here. We rename it Spotter. And I don't think we need to change anything here. I think that's fine. Close, it's now named Spotter. Now let me hide the overlays because that's going to be really annoying. Let's set no preview. And now we go here and virtual reality. And we need to add a new tab right here. We set it to independent. There it is. And now here you select the new overlay that you added. If you want to rename this tab, sadly you cannot do it in the app. I don't know why. Even in the newer version you can't do it. I'm using an older version. But for some reason you can't do it in the app. You have to go find the folder, which I will put on screen, the file that you need to change, because it's different in different versions of the app. So I'll put the directory on screen, and you just have to open the settings file, which, let me see if I can quickly find it. I believe it's in users. I know you can't see it now. I'm making sure you don't see anything weird, because I have a lot of projects that are not public. I don't want to show anything. So where is it saved? Games, there it is. So it's here. You're going to save your username, saved games, OpenKneeboard, and this is for version 1.8 and below of the OpenKneeboard. Versions above, again, I'll have it on screen. So you're going to profiles, default, or whatever it's the profile name. It's usually just default. And you have to go into UI and edit, or actually that's not the one. Is it views? Yes, it's views. So go into views and you find the one that says here. Change this to whatever name you want. IR spotter. You save, you close, and then you just restart the app and it will show it correctly. And let me just do it just to show you. Here, virtual reality, and it didn't save. Brilliant. Anyway, that is the way. I may have touched something that overwrote the thing again. So yeah, whatever. But that's how I did all the other ones. And this is where recentering becomes useful. One thing that you want to do is, I think this is one that needs to be disabled. Yes. So disable this because it adds some weird bars at the top and the bottom of your overlays that get really annoying when the overlays are not visible. And I also, if you want the overlay to zoom in when you look directly at it, this option is on by default. I don't like using it because it gets distracting. And I do use the opacity for my OBS window, like you saw in the intro. So I did set that when I'm not looking, it's invisible. When I'm looking, it's visible with this opacity. So as well, another thing that does add weird bars is this. So I also advise you disable this because it gets annoying. You just see some random 1 pixel bars above and below your overlays, and it's really annoying. So let's now jump back into the game, and I'll show you how to move everything. It should be pretty self-explanatory, but let's go do it in game. All right, now that we're in game, let me show you how you can place and resize your overlays wherever you want. And the first thing is that your overlays are not going to be visible at first. They're going to appear somewhere at the bottom. So you have to look down and you can see it down there. And I'm trying to make sure you can see because I know I have the desktop visible there. So yeah, you can see my yellow bar down there. So let's go recenter vision. You recenter your vision with the same button that you've bound. And now I'm gonna carefully take the headset slightly off without turning it off. And you can see here you have these options, and you can set the position. You can just about see it rise up there. So I'll have them about there, and here you can resize them. And you have other positions, you can rotate it however you want. Have yaw and roll. And here I'm gonna show you the option of the zoom. Yeah, it makes it huge. I hate that option because it's very distracting when you're racing. So yeah, and you can do this with literally any window. As you can see, my OBS window up there, and I have my relative, I have my standings up here, I have my fuel, my track map, my inputs that are not working because I have this set to preview so that I could see the bars. And that's about it. Again, this works with any app and any game that supports that has one of the supported APIs. I only use OpenXR, so if you only play OpenXR games, you should be perfectly fine. Another thing is to make sure that OpenXR is enabled here. I may have just broken everything. Okay, I didn't. But make sure this is enabled. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but if I did, or if you have any questions, ask me in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I forgot some setting. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you find this helpful. I will see you in the next video, hopefully on this track in Manicore, for some Super Formula or maybe SFL, and I'll see you there. I do have one more thing that I want to mention that I forgot. You can probably just record at the OpenKneeboard window itself as a kneeboard so you can see it in game and edit these values more easily without having to like take off and put on your headset as you're editing these values, because I know it's a really jank way to do it. But just a suggestion. And again, thank you for watching. See you next time.